morning, children. What you are seeing on the screen is the most important, amma. The positions of the position of the object at the different places, and which type of image you will get, and where you will get image, whether it is caught on a screen or not. So position of the image, first one, it is given in between mirror and F, and where you will get the image, behind the mirror. Which type of image? Enlarged image, whether it is erect or inverted, erect, and real or virtual, virtual. What is meant by virtual? Which is cannot be caught, the image which cannot be caught on a screen, but directly it can be seen in a mirror. Such images are said to be a virtual image. Clear? What is the position of the image object? Between mirror and F, between pole and F, that is. Okay? Where you will get behind the mirror. Means it is not caught on a screen, image it is behind the mirrors, that's why it is said to be a virtual. Which type of image? Enlarged, looks big and straight. Okay? On focal line, focal point at infinity, where you will get, we don't know. Next, between F and C, beyond C, enlarged, inverted, real. On center of curvature, image is also on center of curvature, same size, inverted, real. Beyond C, between F and C, diminished image, inverted, real. At infinity, focus, point, enlarged or diminished, point size image, real or inverted, real. Let me discuss once again, most important for your S7 as well as S2 also. Object position is between mirror and F, where you will get the image, behind the mirror and beyond the mirror. Which type of image? Enlarged, erect, virtual. On focal point at infinity, between F and C, beyond C, enlarged, inverted, real. On center of curvature, on C, same size, inverted, real. Beyond C, between F and C, diminished image, inverted, real. At infinity, at focus point, sized image, and it is real. Okay, with this we completed revision of first lesson, and what we have discussed in this from the first lesson, we discussed about pole. Midpoint of the curved surface is said to be a pole, and center of curvature, where all the normals will converge, or if you draw any perpendicular to curved surface, from that point it is a direct center of curvature. The line which passes through principal axis, pole and center of curvature is said to be a principal axis, and the distance between principal axis, pole and center of curvature is said to be radius of curvature. All the parallel rays on striking the mirror, it reflects and converges at a point, is said to be a focus or a focal point. And the distance between P and F, that is a focus and a pole, is said to be a focal length. And relation between focal length and radius of curvature is, that is R is equals to 2F. And mirror formula, 1 by F is equals to 1 by U plus 1 by V. Okay, 1 by U plus 1 by V. That is said to be a mirror formula, and application of a solar cooker, how the solar cooker is used. Magnification HI by HO, that is height of the image by height of the object, or that equals to minus V by U. Any ray passing through principal axis, on reflection it passes through focus. Any ray passing through focus, on reflection it will be parallel to the principal axis. Any ray passing through center of curvature, on reflection it passes through center of curvature. And one simple activity to understand what is focal point and focal length, that is also important, and different types of images. All this we have covered in our first lesson. So let us start today's revision, chemical equations. So we'll come across so many different types of equations, chemical reactions in our day-to-day life. From that, some are permanent, some are temporary, some are physical changes, some are chemical changes. The process of digestion, burning of the crackers, the process of respiration, powdered lime added to water, the ripening of the mango, exposing iron nails to moisture for a longer period. What changes do you notice? Are the physical or chemical changes? Chemical changes. Temporary or permanent? Permanent. So all the process nature, original substance would change. If the substance are formed with the properties completely unlike to those of original substance, we may say that chemical change has taken place. Here in this case, all the examples help us to understand the chemical change. And quick lime. What is a quick lime? Calcium oxide. Formula ma CaO. Quick lime means calcium oxide. Take 1 gram of a quick lime in a beaker. Add 10 ml of water to that. Touch the beaker with your finger. What you will observe? It releases the heat, so it is said to be exothermic reaction. And next, you can see that they are adding sodium sulfate. Formula Na2SO4 and barium chloride. Sodium sulfate and barium chloride. So by adding the two, what happens? The change in the color you can observe, it forms white precipitate. And third, when the zinc granules are taken in a conical flask and add a few drops of a hydrochloric acid. By adding hydrochloric acid, what happens? Zinc granule slowly dissolves and liberates the hydrogen gas from the hydrochloric acid. How you will come to know that colorless gas is hydrogen gas? If you bring them burning matchstick or a candle, it puts off with a pop sound. Then you will say that it is a hydrogen gas. Chemical changes may be exothermic or endothermic. They may form insoluble substance known as precipitate, and it may evolve a gas. And what is the first postulate? The original substances lose their characteristics, properties, hence they may be products with different physical and chemical changes. Chemical equations in activity 1. When calcium oxide reacts with water, a new substance is formed, which is unlike to either calcium oxide or a water. The substance which undergo a chemical change in the reaction are called reactants, and the new substance is formed after the reaction are said to be products. So both are separated with the equation, both are separated with a sign, that is the arrow mark that indicates it is a plus, that indicates it is a gives rise to. Writing a chemical equation. How will write the chemical equation? First we have to write that calcium oxide reacts with water and forms calcium hydroxide. First you have to write in a symbolic form. Calcium oxide formula CaO, water H2O gives rise to calcium hydroxide. And left side and right side products are separated by a arrow mark. The substance which are undergoes a reaction and forms a new substance are called reactants. The substance or the products which are formed after the reactions are known as products. Both are separated with a simple arrow mark. And we need to balance the chemical reaction. Most important, why we need to balance the chemical equations? According to law of conservation of a mass is neither created nor destroyed, but it changes from one form to the other form. To obey that law, we need to balance the left hand side products and the right hand side product, that is reactant is equals to the products. It may change from one form to other form, but number of the atoms must be same according to law of conservation of mass. So how you will follow that? Let us give some simple example. Here write the equation with the correct chemical formula for reactant and products. First step, you have to write chemical formula of reactants and products. Okay, now I am reading the question. The reaction of hydrogen with oxygen healed water. You can write chemical equation as follows. Reaction of hydrogen with oxygen, hydrogen H2 oxygen O2 gives rise to H2O. After writing the molecular formula, the substances equation is to be balanced. For this, we should not touch the ratio of the atoms in the molecules of substance, but we can assign suitable numbers as a coefficient before the formula. So how many elements are present in a reaction towards the left hand and right hand side? Only two, that is hydrogen and oxygen. And how many hydrogens are there towards right hand side? 2. How many hydrogens are towards left hand side? 2. And how many oxygens towards the right hand side? 2. Towards the left hand side? 2. Right hand side? 1. So we need to balance now oxygen. What you will do to balance the oxygen? So they write, now you see that 2H2O plus O2 gives rise to 2H2O. They added 2 as a coefficient. We should not write as a subscript. but you can write as a coefficient. So what they are writing? They are writing 2 before H2 molecule plus O2 gives rise to 2 before the water molecules. So 2 2s are 4 hydrogens. There 2 2s are 4 hydrogens. 2 oxygens, 2 oxygens. So in this way you can balance the chemical equation. Okay. Next. Sometimes there is a possibility that coefficient of all the substance greater getting divided with suitable numbers. If they divide with a suitable number, you can do the year. If it is can be done into simplify manner, you can do. If not, you can leave it. So how many steps should be followed? First step, whatever the word form it is given, you have to write in a symbolic form towards the left hand side and right hand side. Second step, count number of elements towards the LHS and RHS, write in a tabular form. There itself, if anything should be added, you add as a coefficient and balance it. Third step, if it is done into simpler way, you can. If not, leave it. Fourth, both sides you divide with, you write once again all the carbon, hydrogens, oxygens in a tabular form. Okay. Next, combustion on propane. Another example, propane formula is C3H8. Combustion means burning in presence of oxygen. C3H8 plus O2 gives rise to carbon dioxide plus water. Now you can check that carbons are 3 towards the LHS side, hydrogens are 8, oxygens are 2. So unbalanced chemical equation is said to be Skelton equation. Unbalanced chemical equation is said to be Skelton equation. And how we will balance that? You have to follow the 4 steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. What is the step 1? Right, combustion on propane means you should understand propane combustion is nothing but reacting with oxygen. Propane formula is given C3H8. Reacts with oxygen, forms carbon dioxide and water. And next, write the number of elements towards the left hand side and right hand side in a tabular form. And if you want to add anything as a coefficient to balance it, add it and count. That is your second step. Third step, if it is done into simpler way by dividing with the same number both the sides, you can do. If not, leave it. Fourth, once again you write the balanced chemical equation in the tabular form or in the form of a equation. These 4 steps should be followed to write this. Here propane also solved. Here Fe2O3 is aluminum iron trioxide and aluminum reacts and gives rise to iron plus aluminum trioxide. There also you can write the equation. Next, making chemical equation more informative. How will make your chemical equation more informative? Write in the physical states. Heat evolves, heat changes, gas evolve, precipitate form. Physical states, solids, liquids, gases, aqueous. If it is a solid, then you write S. If it is liquid, L. Aqueous, AQ. And gases, upward arrow mark are this. If it is heating, with the delta symbol. Interpreting chemical equation. Most important, write this answer in your classwork, back of the classwork as one time. Most important, interpreting balanced chemical equation. A chemical equation gives information about the reactants and products. It gives information about the ratio of molecules of reactants and products. As molecular weights are expressed in unified mass, relative masses of reactant products are known from the equation. If they are expressed in grams, then equation gives molar ratios. If expressed in use, related masses will be calculated. If they are expressed in grams, molar ratios are expressed. Gas are evolved, we can equate their masses to the volume. And if using molar mass and Avogadro, we calculate the number of molecules and different substances. These 5 equations are important. Already all the problems are solved. How to find and Avogadro number. What is Avogadro number? Any gas at S2P occupies 6.602 into 10 to the power of, let me check the value there. 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23 moles at STP. Okay, this is your problem. Occupy. What are the questions? First, third equation is important. Why should we balance chemical equation? We should balance chemical equation to obey the law of conservation of mass. Next, mention the physical states of reactants and products in the following. Balance the equations. In which state it is, whether it is in a physical states, that is solids, liquids and gases, you have write and balance. Okay. Now this first one is also important. Balance the following chemical equations after writing the symbolic form representation. So with this we completed our discussing of important topics from chemical equations. What are the important topics? Expressing the chemical equation more informative by writing the physical states, solids, liquid, gases, heat, evolve or absorb, and precipitate is formed or gas evolved. Next, introducing the chemical equation, how to balance the chemical equations, and balancing the chemical equation, which law it follows? Law of conservation of mass. That's all for today. Read well, and whatever the questions I asked you to write, you write one time in a classwork.